name's Sean. Tonight I'm going to be discussing hybrid cars and electric cars. A lot of us are getting to the tail end of our college experience, and you guys are going to be out in the world. You're probably going to have to make your first car purchase. So tonight I'm going to convince you why you should avoid an electric or hybrid vehicle. Quick distinction between hybrids and electric cars. Electric cars just use an electric motor that is charged when you plug it into your outlet in your home. A hybrid system is a little more different. It has the same electric motor inside and a battery pack. Your engine has a part called an alternator. It spins with the engine. This generates electricity. This will charge the battery in the back of the hybrid car. The car's computer will use the electric motor to push the car forward from the stop. You use most of your fuel to get the car moving, so that's really advantageous. So before I ran into electric cars and hybrid cars, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's go over some of the benefits. One you'll hear a lot is clean emissions, zero emissions. Oh, my car is clean, I don't hurt the environment. A second is cheap fuel economy. It costs about $4 to $5 to fully charge your electric car. That's pretty cheap. And you can go about 100 miles, opposed to what we're paying nowadays, $4 a gallon. That's pretty expensive. A third is they're really, really smooth and quiet. Nissan's new electric Leaf, in fact, is so quiet that they had to re-sculpt the headlamps to push air away from the rearview mirrors because when you were driving it, it was too loud hearing the noise. So those are some of the benefits, and that's really where they end. So when you're in Starbucks and you hear that hipster person come up to you and explain how their Prius is saving the environment because there's no emissions, you can just slap him in the face with this information. Where do you think you got that electricity to power that car? It came from a power plant. Now, sure, if it came from a nuclear power plant, it was clean, but in the United States, we still use a lot of coal-burning power plants, fossil fuels. So although the vehicle itself has clean emissions, the electricity that it is running on still pollutes the atmosphere. So they're not actually clean, and they haven't solved any problems. Second problem with electric cars and hybrid cars is the battery, the most crucial part of the electric and hybrid car. They can last up to about 5 years on average, maximum 10 years. The problem with the batteries on these cars is they cost about $10,000 US to replace. So considering how much you're dumping into one of these vehicles to begin with, to buy one, another 10 grand, you're basically have to add another 10 grand onto your purchase price. Third reason is the range. Most electric vehicles, all electric vehicles will go about 100 miles before they need to be charged. So your range isn't even 100 miles, it's really 50 miles because you have to get it back to charge it back up. So you can really only go 50 miles and then come back another 50 miles. And that could be less depending on your driving ability. If you like to drive fast, you're probably going to burn more electricity. Charging the electric vehicle is another huge problem, and it goes hand in hand with the range. It can take anywhere from 8 to 11 hours to fully charge a battery on an electric vehicle. And you also need to be at your home or at a charging port to charge it up. That's a really long time. So I mean, you can't go on a road trip because it's going to be the longest road trip you'll ever go on. You're going to have to charge the thing every 100 miles you go. You can't go on vacation, like say you want to drive down to a beach house or something like that you might have. You can't do it because you can't even go more than 100 miles. Fourth problem, size. If you notice, a lot of cars, electric cars, are very small. And there's a reason for that. The battery packs that power them weigh on average 1,000 pounds. The average vehicle nowadays weighs probably about 3,200 pounds, a sedan. So when you add another 1,000 pounds on that, you have a 4,000 pound vehicle. So that's why they're small. Not because they really wanted to make them small, they have to be small. If you've made these in an electric car like the size of an average sedan, you would probably lower your range to about 60 miles, making them even more useless. Another reason, performance. This minivan here will probably beat most electric vehicles on the road. They top out at around 60 to 80 miles per hour. That's not very fast. You can just imagine a scenario, you know, like, Corey, you know, go bring this heart to transplant to this guy, save him, and, you know, you hop in, you're like, and, you know, you're real slow. It's too slow. There's no hero factor to them. There's no fun. Another reason, yet another reason, looks. You see this beautiful looking thing. I haven't really seen an electric car, save from the sports car, electric cars, that actually look good. The Chevy Volt looks pretty good. I don't know if you guys seen those on the road. But still, for the price, for 30 grand, are you really going to spend 30 grand on a car that looks okay and you have better choices? No, you're not. Another problem, the city. The city is really where the electric vehicle was designed for. For example, in Beijing, it's so grimy, like the pollution and stuff, that people there shower almost 2 to 3 times a day just because there's so many vehicles, they pollute the atmosphere. So really, a city is going to be a place where an electric vehicle is going to benefit the most. But think about it, if you live in the city, you probably live in an apartment. And what are you going to do, hang the cord out to charge your electric car from 10 stories to charge it? It's just not reasonable. It's impractical in a city, but one place where it would be useful. Oh my God. One of the biggest problems I have with the electric and hybrid vehicle is the price. They're extremely expensive. Let me go over some prices real quick. I chose 3 vehicles that I thought were the best out. There are other ones. You have the Nissan Leaf, $35,000 US. Focus Electric is coming out soon, $38,000. The Chevy Volt is a hybrid. If I was going to get one, if it was cheaper, that's what I would go with. But $33,000 for one of these vehicles. That's going to need a $10,000 battery replacement in 5 to 10 years. So add $10,000 more onto these, and look how much you're spending. The average commuter in the U.S. drives about 15,000 miles per year. With an older used car averaging a conservative 20 miles per gallon, the owner would spend roughly $3,000 a year on gas, assuming $4 per gallon. A newer fuel-efficient sedan, such as the Cruze that Chevrolet offers for about $23,000, averages 40 mpg and would only cost $1,500 in gas a year. Older vehicles such as the 90 Civics can achieve similar MPG with light modifications. So you save almost 10 grand getting a car such as the Cruze, and by the time the cost even gets close to the original cost of your electric vehicle, you know, the money you would have saved had you not had to buy gas, you're at the point where you need to buy a battery for the electric car. Also, the hybrid vehicles such as the Chevy Volt, why would you get that when for 10 grand less you can get the new Camaro or Mustang? Both those cars offer over 300 horsepower, they look great, and they get up to 30 mpg on the highway. So they're really not even going to cost you that much more than an electric vehicle. They're more stylish, they're just cooler, they're more fun to drive. I mean, come on, look at that. You want that or a Prius? And this isn't even going to cost you that much more money. So all in all, electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, they try to be good, but they're not really the future. They're too expensive to maintain. They still pollute the atmosphere. They're not really the solution. So when you guys go out into the world, you go to make your purchase, stay away from the hybrids, stay away from the electrics. They're going to cost you a lot of money. That 10 grand doesn't even include just basic wear and tear on your car. So I hope you learned something new about electrics and hybrids.